it fired up. Cold the next day. It was a little salty to start, but she's running. So all my header tubes look hot. I'm not seeing any misfires anywhere, so I'm gonna assume it's backfiring out the exhaust because it's running so rich, because it's reading lean, because the O2 sensors are too close to the outlet of the exhaust. So I'm gonna make the exhaust about 3 feet longer. And I think I'm just gonna run it straight up out of the hood, because, you know, why not? I guess I need to find a 3-foot piece of 5-inch pipe. That should look cool. Well, this thing's pretty unrefined. Whatever. It runs. I'm going to do a quick look over on the suspension on this thing, because when we were loading it onto the rollback, getting it out of the backyard the other day, I noticed some things I didn't like on the rear suspension. I am going to go ahead and set up the front suspension on this so that it could actually be driven more than around in the lot. The rear suspension, however, is going to need a lot more than just a couple adjustments, and I'll show you that here. And I'll show that to you here in just a few minutes. We're going to have a lesson in what not to do on suspension systems on vehicles, because the rear suspension in this thing would have killed somebody if this thing actually made it out on the road. But hey, I still give the kid credit. He tried really hard putting this thing together. He got a long ways. He just kind of missed out on that last 10% of getting it all the way there. But whatever. I'm going to do an alignment real quick, set up the front suspension. Hopefully it'll come somewhat close to being where I need it to be, and then we'll go from there. So I got this rustic beast all saddled up. And she's towed in just a bit. But that's what happens when you take the torsion bar adjuster bolts out and lay them down as low as they can go. It does mess up your alignment, so time to set some toe and camber, balance out my caster, we'll be good to go. That was broke too. Come on, man. Both of them have broken mirrors. What are you gonna do? So, front end's a lot better. I just did a quickie alignment on it to get things towed out quite a bit because it was shoveling down the road. I need to make my stack about 3 feet taller on the exhaust, and that should hopefully get my O2 sensors happy. Maybe then I can actually start to learn a baseline for what this engine's running, and we'll get the tuners in here and figure out what else we need to do to make this thing run correctly. We should have our uncapped fuel injectors back on Monday or Tuesday, so we'll probably end up throwing those in here. I do need to find a new intake. The intake that's on here has got a bunch of little things wrong with it. Specifically, one of the bolts for the fuel injector rail is stripped out, so I suppose I could spend some time and fix it, but for like $30 I can get a whole new intake and just be done with it. So that's probably what we'll do, run down to one of the pick and pull places, pick me a $30 intake manifold and just swap it out. But hey, this is like a rare occurrence. We bought something that's completely crazy and had it running in a few hours, and you know, unless it's got burnt valves, which is causing the after fire, but more than likely it's just running so fat that it's got hot raw fuel entering into the atmosphere, and it ignites because of the air fuel mixture is so rich. So we'll get a longer stack on it, get our O2s reading happy measurement of actual exhaust flow, and should be able to finally get this thing moving the way it needs to move. Wait until you see under this truck. It's so bad. Just say it. Since I needed my O2 sensors to read a proper signal, I decided to just extend the 5-inch pipe because, well, I had the 5-inch pipe laying around in the scrap pile, so it was free, and I might as well roll with it. So, of course, now my hood won't open, but that's okay. It'll be fine. I'm not sure Austin's going to be able to help me pull the hood off, though. Maybe? Oh. I can't just caught on something. That's alright, don't worry about it.
Good enough?
Work.
Good enough for government work?
This is where I get my redneck on.
Alright. For those of you who have seen the fact that Rich did light something on fire a couple of days ago, safety note. Right here is a brand new fire extinguisher. Not saying he's gonna light anything on fire, but if he does, I'm here.
I like it.
Are you do you cut it forward or cut it backward?
Scarf it back.
The way it keeps.
I don't know.
If you did it the other way, the air would come in.
It looks cooler like that.
It does, but wouldn't that force air backwards into the exhaust?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Does anybody know how airflow dynamics works if you put the scarf cut point going forward? Or maybe turn it sideways?
Turn it sideways. Compromise and turn it sideways. Oh, my cut is crooked as hell. It's a horrible cut.
Do it with a Dremel.
Had an angry beaver in a drawer. He was hungry.
Alright.
I don't know, sideways? Is that the...
I think you do it any way you want to. It's your mistake.
Oh, it's definitely my mistake.
Alright, so I gotta get in the
Get
trunk.
back. Watch it fall and break the windshield. Because that's the kind of luck I have.
I mean, in all actuality, in all honesty, this actually improves the truck.
It'll actually make it idle without it sounding like machine gun fire, yes.
Right. This is actually, we're actually improving it. It looks like we're being idiots, but we're actually improving the truck.
Come on, short guy.
Hey. Pull the hood off and after all?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay it down where I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. Straight back. Straight back. Oh, my shoulder. There it goes, right back. It's awesome. I bet it runs better now. Forgot about the O2.
This bacon O2 sensor?
They'll be alright.
Yeah,
They're zip tied on, they'll be okay. Still stuck. Oh, another zip tie.
Dude, that's absolutely obnoxious.
It's completely ridiculous. Isn't it?
Yes.
It fits the truck though.
It is
Just saying.
1000% ridiculous and 1000% worth it.
It fits the truck.
Dude, that's awesome.
It gives the truck the right attitude. Although the turbo's gonna need a little more support. Put that on.
100. Dude, that's ridiculous. This is an awesome little truck. I love that it's just super ratty. Does this thing run?
Funny you should ask. Would you like to see if it runs?
Yeah. Always. I love lot of dumb obnoxious shit.
Way more than
I would rather see if somebody drives by in a Mozzie, I'm like, nah, you bought that. When I see somebody drive this, I'm like, that's what's up.
Probably hook these O2 sensors up. Another sensor bed.
The tackles me nuts.
You always gotta have dash dash.
Oh man. It doesn't get a lot more bumpy than that. Great.
I think the O2s might be scorched. So the uncapped injectors that were in this,
Yeah.
we had them flow tested. They're running roughly 75 pounds. He had it set at 31. So this thing was just dumping fuel into it. It had the oil that came out of it there was more fuel than oil in the crankcase.
Really?
So we changed that out, and then we ran it for like 5 minutes, and we changed that oil out again and put some good oil in it. Now it's not making oil, so at least we've got one. But
That is awesome.
so yeah, we need to put in the now that we know what the flow rate is of those uncapped injectors, we can put the garden hoses in and turn up the tune and probably blow this thing to smithereens. But we'll see.
These are really big.
Now, one of the things the previous gentleman who put this car together did was when he put the uncapped injectors in, he got rid of the little clips. There's little clips that hold your injectors into the fuel rail, and they look like this. It's just a little metal clip. It goes around the top of the injector. It engages in the injector, and it holds the injector into the fuel rail. And if you don't have these, you end up having 60 psi in the fuel rail, and it'll push the fuel injector out of the fuel rail, and then you have a fuel leak, and your car goes up in a ball of flames. And nobody wants to watch your car burn on the side of the road. So I hopped online, and I got a set of 8 clips for like $6 delivered. These clips are something that should absolutely be on your car. From a safety standpoint, if they're not on your car, you're gonna have a fire. So this thing's about to look like it's on fire or overheating severely. It's not, it's just the water on the header wrap that's about to burn off as this thing warms up. We'll let this thing warm up so you can hear it run. And then I'm not going to do any burnouts because the back axle will come out of the truck. That's the next project though. I'm going to need to get a radiator cap for it. It's not working real well. So with that note, I'm calling it quits for the day. She's running. My fuel injectors aren't pouring fuel out all over the engine anymore. She idles, she revs, she still has a little hesitation, but I got to iron out a few more drivability concerns, and then we will get our rear leaf springs addressed, and then we should be able to do some big smoky burnouts. Or at least drive it more than just around on the lot. But I'm pretty happy with this project so far. For what we have in it, I really haven't spent much on it to get it to where it's at. And I do have another set of injectors that are 3 times the flow of what's in here now. So they should make this thing build some pretty good power. And with that, it is what it is. It's just an old truck with a big old turbski sitting out of the hood. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.